Boyfriend's sexist friends. Am I overreacting to my boyfriend's sexist friends? For context, I grew up in a very sexist household, so I do tend to overreact to these things. Or at least that is what I've been told. That is why I'm asking for an outside perspective to help me understand if my reaction was justified. My boyfriend was playing an online game with 3 of his male friends and 1 of their girlfriends. One of these friends happens to be his best friend since childhood. Lately, they have been making jokes about women being slaves, dishwashers, and other similar remarks. The usual jokes that are supposed to be funny, but are really just sexist and demeaning. I do not find these jokes funny at all. In fact, I think allowing men to make these kinds of comments and laughing along with them encourages them to keep doing it. It creates an environment where this kind of behavior is normalized, and I find that unacceptable. About a week before the incident, I had politely asked my boyfriend and his friends to refrain from making sexist jokes when I am around. I thought this was a reasonable request. I explained how these jokes make me uncomfortable and why I find them harmful. My hope was that they would respect my feelings and make an effort to stop, at least when I was present. Fast forward to today. I was sitting nearby while my boyfriend was gaming with his friends. I heard someone, I am not even sure who, say, "Women should be slaves" over the headset. At that moment, something inside me snapped. I could not take it anymore. I grabbed the headset and confronted them directly. I told the girlfriend of one of the boys that she is the definition of a weak woman because she allows men to talk about her like this. Looking back, I realized that was harsh, but in the heat of the moment, I was enraged. After that, I turned off the game and told my boyfriend, "I'm not going to hear misogyny when you live in my fucking household." I made it clear that he had to make a choice, me or his friends. I know this might sound extreme, especially since one of these friends is his best friend from childhood. But I genuinely cannot stand the sexist jokes. They enrage me on a level I cannot fully explain. We had already tried asking them to stop. I had made my boundaries clear, but now it feels like my anger is just pushing them to do it more. I refuse to ignore this behavior because ignoring it is what allowed sexism to thrive in the household I grew up in. I watched as my mom and other women in my family endured constant disrespect because nobody stood up against it. I told myself I would never let that happen again, not in my own life. I cannot turn a blind eye to it, even if it means creating conflict. Now, though, I feel conflicted. Part of me wonders if I went too far. Should I have handled the situation differently? Was it fair of me to make my boyfriend choose between me and his friends? I feel bad because I know how much his best friend means to him, but at the same time I cannot help but feel like my feelings and boundaries are being disregarded. I tried approaching this calmly before, and it did not work. What other options do I have? To be honest, I also feel disappointed in my boyfriend. Even if he does not personally make these jokes, laughing at them or staying silent feels like complicity. It's like he's choosing to prioritize his friend's comfort over my discomfort. That hurts. I want to believe he's a good person who respects me and my values, but his actions, or lack thereof, make me question that. I want to clarify that this is not just about one comment or one gaming session. It's about the broader issue of misogyny and how it manifests in everyday interactions. These jokes may seem harmless to some people, but they are part of a larger culture that devalues women and perpetuates inequality. I do not want to be a part of that culture, and I do not want to tolerate it in my own home. So, what do you all think? Am I overreacting? Should I have handled this differently? Or was I right to stand my ground and demand respect in my own space? Right now, I am feeling a mix of anger, guilt, and confusion, and I could really use some outside perspective to help me sort through it all.